What is up, Earthnoids and Spacenoids? I am just a simple new type. And in this episode, we are returning to Tamino's light novel, Gaia Gear. Last time, we learned about Affranche Shar, who lived on a remote island near Hong Kong. He departed from his loved one, Everly, to head into space. He met a man who has some interesting views about white nationalism. He then hopped on a boat where it was hijacked. This time, Affranche fends off the hijackers. He makes it to Hong Kong, and he receives a man-machine. So let's get into this. The leader has a compact machine gun. He goes up to the radio operator and strikes him with his gun. Affranche wonders if they want anything from him. The hijackers hit him next with the butt of a rifle. He is able to see the attack before it happens. He deflects the attack but still falls over. His mind was functioning at 100%. He gets up and waits for an open. The man turns his back, which is the perfect opportunity. He lunges at the man and takes his gun, instantly shooting the guy with the machine gun. He then grabs the machine gun and Everly. Other civilians then join in and pounce on the hijackers. The remaining men surrender. Some wonder if he works for the military with those skills. But this all just came to him. Unfortunately, the Federation most likely won't do anything about the hijackers. They just tell him to bring them to Hong Kong. He says that until they get to Hong Kong, he and Everly are VIPs on this boat. He says, isn't this another form of discrimination? The captain says, no dude, people usually just call this courtesy. The captain believes courtesy is what sets humans apart from animals. Before leaving, he goes to see the hijackers. He asks if Truth Stronger paid them to do this. The hijacker, who is named Mikkel, says that Truth wanted them to kill Affranche, but them taking Everly was a coincidence. She just seemed like a genuinely nice person and easy to manipulate. The hijackers tease the two of them for being kind of oblivious to the world. Affranche doesn't understand the concept of trolling. The hijackers tease him, saying, yeah, your girl is a slut. Affranche doesn't know what bait is. He takes a swing at Mikkel when he hears that ticking once again in his head. They apparently knocked out Carrie Howe and took Everly, though they work with Truth, who is a racist. Their concern is more with the fight between Earth and the Spacenoids. They were planning on blowing up a spaceport in Hong Kong. He wonders if he could trust these people, but he says he will cut them if they try anything weird. Mikhail says to refer to them as the Hong Kong Mafia. One of the crew members says that the Hong Kong Mafia are always trying to exploit the Hong Kong government because insurance companies will always pay out. Affranche, being from the islands, doesn't really understand this. We get a page of the bathroom overflowing, which is supposed to show another moment where Affranche doesn't understand the hustle and bustle of modern life. But it's funny because he's just talking about shit on the floor. He tells Everly that she needs to go back to the island. He doesn't know what he is searching for, but once he finds it, he will return to her. That is when they smell smoke. It is coming from the cargo where the hijackers are being held. It seems it was just some fabric that was set on fire. With all the smoke, they are evacuating Mikhail and his men, along with some civilians. During the chaos, Affranche cuts Mikhail and his men free and gives them a knife. They then head to their boat, which is docked on the side, and takes off. Affranche helps put out the fire, and it takes the crew a while to realize that the hijackers got away. One of the crew members wanted the address of where he would be staying in Hong Kong in case the police have any questions. He gave them an address to a hotel and a pamphlet, even though he has no destination. He and Everly look out at the giant bustling city as they approach. They wonder why their island is isolated from the rest of the world. One person notes the pollution in the air. He thinks if this is what society is, it is no wonder someone would want a life away from this. He sees that protecting that kind of lifestyle is probably the best thing. The young man tells Everly why he is really leaving. He says it is because of the sound inside of him. He says the sound of the universe resonates in his memories. As they reach the island, they are met with a well-dressed woman who leads them to a fancy car. Everly doesn't know what is going on. They navigate through the city and notice how filthy it is. There are gasoline-powered bikes throughout the city which Affranche hasn't seen before. A gang of bikes try to overtake the car. The driver was able to take care of two of them. Stones begin pelting the limo. It is children. The lady suggests not looking outside. She keeps reassuring them that they are almost there. He has never experienced humanity being so impoverished before. Affranche and Everly are overwhelmed and cry from sadness. They make it to a place where they meet Bam Segan. He knows the two's names. They wonder if this is because of Truth Stronger. Bam asks Affranche if he ever thought that maybe someone was watching his every move while on the island. Bam wonders if he is really willing to abandon Everly to head into space, as he doesn't want him to go. But once Affranche is determined, there is no stopping him. Tickets into space are for the privileged class. but there are forced immigration shuttles that they can probably use. In space, many are subjugated by the manhunters, or manhunt. Baum wonders why he would want to leave his island for that. He mentions that Truth Stronger said the experimental zones. Affranche wonders if this is referring to his islands. Baum wonders if he thought anything was quite unnatural, but Affranche has nothing to compare it to. The colonies are essentially experimental environments where each one can dictate their own weather and government how they please. The Federation does the same on Earth to offer a more natural environment. He wonders how the young man will get into space. He will try to make connections or get picked up by the Earth Federation's manhunt. Baum says that this will most likely take you 10 years. Another tick goes off in Affranche's head. Baum states that they hold a passive interest in preserving the legacy left by the forebears. The mysterious man says that he was told that someone was to come from the island, and when they do, they are to offer this building. He was never told what was intended to transpire. He takes Affranche and Everly to another location. Some parts of the building seem dilapidated. It will be demolished soon. The driver, whose name is Miranda, leads the way. She seems different from when she was driving the limo. They take him to a room. Everly kissed Affranche's arm. It was dark, but in the back was a machine. Baum says it is a man machine. He also calls him Cassavol Rim Daikun. He doesn't get it. The man says that a shuttle comes every 3 months and leaves the room for them to use. As he leaves, he says, Sig Zeon. Affranche looks at the man machine. It looks different from the one on the island, but it is definitely the same model. He couldn't contain his excitement. Everly is still clinging to Affranche's arm as he stands there just gazing at the machine. The machine represents a chasm between the two, she thinks. But Affranche thinks this is fate. He wonders if Baum was trying to get him to say Sig Zeon. He is well read, so he knows the wars of the past. As he goes to look at the machine, Everly thinks, he's going to use this machine to kill. Maybe if I kill Affranche now, he will remain hers forever. She then thinks that this is a vile thought, but then goes, no, it seems like the right thing to do. Affranche boots up the machine. He sees an eye. While this is going on, Everly hears a gun blast underneath her. Men begin storming the building. Baum Sagan is killed. She yells out to Affranche, emanating her psycho waves directly toward him. He operates the machine. Everly jumps in, putting all her faith into Affranche. To Everly, the man-machine resembles a giant Buddha's hand. The machine flies up into the clouds. Affranche and Everly are in the Zorin Soul. The RX-110 Zorin Soul is a prototype new-type man-machine manufactured by Anaheim Electronics. This originally rolled out in UC-110 and falls into the hands of Metatron. In UC-203, where they made a refined variant. This has a Psychomu system. Weapons include a missile launcher, a beam rifle, a beam saber, long fin funnels, and the PAC-43A electrochemical gun. It seems that they are after this machine. They need to get out of there. She felt an immense force as it takes off. The panels and screen makes it seem like they're inside a television. She wonders why that man called Affranche Cassavol. Affranche is ignoring Everly as he deciphers the instruments. He gets the panoramic display up, showing the Hong Kong skyline. Affranche dodges something. Everly thinks it is a kind of helicopter, but Affranche says it is a Minovsky craft. She wonders how he is controlling the man-machine. Luckily, whatever that machine was, happens to retreat. Affranche doesn't feel confident in his piloting, so he needs to get Everly back to the island. It seems that the people seem to think that man-machine pilots are some kind of pariah in this world. He flies her back to the island. Everly wonders if he will truly ever come back for her. Affranche says, of course. You ignored her a second ago. She asks him how he could fly that machine. Affranche tells her that he has fragments of memories from the past. He drops down on an island and gives her all the cash he has on him. She asks for one more kiss from him. As he takes off, he doesn't look back at her. He gazes at the displays of the graphics. He then says goodbye, and he takes off. Her dress billows in the wind. Now that Everly is no longer in his sights, he welcomes madness. He is able to use missiles to hit the helicopter, but it stands still. His system tells him MHA, or Maha. He searches his computer. Earth Federation Government, Police Organization, Special Investigation Section 13, commonly referred to as Manhunt Bureau, abbreviated MHA. With this, he is able to find a launch site and tries to pursue it to go into space. He wonders if this machine can even make it into space. He is able to outpace the helicopters. Affranche decides to destroy the launch site. When he makes it to the location, he finds the crew and tells them to take this machine into space. It is a 3-stage shuttle, and they can't add this machine this close to launch. Affranche says, then don't use the final stage. and use the first two just to get to geosynchronous orbit. He threatens to rip apart the shuttle if they don't listen. This gives him an unsettling feeling. And that will do it for this episode. Affranche finally piloted his first manned machine. Although he intuitively understands how to pilot it, he still doesn't have the confidence he needs to be great. Most of this was shown through Everly's point of view, so it felt like an anxiety-riddled roller coaster from the point of view of someone who doesn't know what's happening in the world. What is going on? Poor girl. Next time, we will conclude Volume 1 of Gaia Gear. Affranche will make it into space. He will get help from Miranda Howe. And he will meet with the Spacious. Spacious? Spacious. I'll figure it out next time. But that will do it for now, new types. Remember, sometimes you gotta ignore your woman for a machine. I mean, a relationship's cool, but have you seen this cool tech? Peace.